Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
And we welcome you to what I'm going to call a little bit of a bittersweet Tuesday. We love where we're at on Tuesdays, our Taco Tuesday location. Of course, you know it by now. We're deep in the heart of Mandarin. You know it by now. Hurricanes, Jewington Creek. We're here every single Tuesday, 4 to 6. You know they've got wings. I mean, wings, it's in the name of the restaurant. Hurricanes Grill and Wings, and they do it right. They've got a ton of flavors. Look at all these flavors they've got here. We'll go over those, but man, do not sleep on the taco side of this menu. They've got grilled steak, avocado taco. I've had it. Baja fish taco, chicken BLT taco. I've had that. Coconut shrimp tiki taco. On and on and on. Tacos, wings, great starters. Fun place to hang out. My man Josh, the proprietor here, is ducking me, but he is running this place because there is a lot of activity today, tonight, here at Hurricanes Jewington Creek in the heart of Mandarin. 4 baseball games going on right now. Playoff baseball is off and running. We'll have Kade Kistner, our buddy from Sports Illustrated. He is the baseball and now the NFL publisher for Sports Illustrated. We'll catch up with Kade about 4:35. A ton of baseball. 4 games in a row. And let me take a quick look, as you may be still stuck at the office. Bottom of the 5th, game number 1 of 4 today, playoff baseball in Major League Baseball. Detroit on the road, the visiting Tigers, 3-0 leaders. Bottom of the 5th inning at Houston. 1 out, nobody on. We'll track that. KC Baltimore ready to first pitch about right now. And then we've got the Mets in Milwaukee at 5:30, and the Braves. If you're wondering when the Braves play, man, what a turnaround for the Mets and the Braves. Get on qualify, get on a plane, and go. The Braves are scheduled for about an 8:30 first pitch tonight. The Braves on the road at San Diego. So Atlanta, celebrate, pop the champagne, and then they were already packed, I'm sure. But then leave the equipment staff behind a little bit. They wash up the uniforms. The Braves took off and went cross country, and they will take on San Diego. We'll track Major League Baseball. A lot to get to today. We'll talk about all the storylines inside Major League Baseball. Chris Sale, the star pitcher for the Braves, is out of the series. Right now, this round is best 2 of 3. Chris Sale will not go. We'll talk about the games today and who wins, who do they play. You've got the 2 division winners on each side, American League and National League, the 2 division winners with the best record. They're out. They're waiting. Right now, you've got the Braves, Padres playing. Winner moves on to face the Dodgers. Ooh, that'll be tough. In the National League, staying with the National League, the Mets and the Brewers, as we said, they get going today. That winning series, the team that wins that series will take on the Phillies. In the American League, Orioles-Royals are playing right now. They start today. That winner moves on to face the Yankees. So, yes, we could have Orioles-Yankees. They chased each other all season long. They could get together really quick, depending on Orioles-Royals. That winner faces the Yankees. And then the Detroit-Houston winner, as we talked about, best 2 out of 3. Detroit-Houston, the winner there, will play Cleveland. So that is your Major League Baseball setup. We've got a lot of baseball to talk about, and I'm looking forward to visiting with Kade Kistner, my buddy from Sports Illustrated, who does a super job as the baseball MLB publisher for Sports Illustrated, and he has now picked up NFL responsibilities. So we'll bend his ear on a lot of stuff. That we'll talk about some college football as we go. We're 4 or 5 days away from obviously the next college football weekend. A lot of games we want to point out, kind of the schedule coming up, and some storylines. FSU, what do the Noles do? What will the Noles do at the quarterback position? It looks like DJU is out with a broken finger. I think he was going to get benched anyway. So in a weird kind of way, I think Mike Norvelle gets a bit of a reprieve because he can say, well, we didn't really bench DJU. He was not able to perform. We'll talk about that. Where do the Noles go? Where I think they should go? Where you think they should go with the quarterback situation? I'm not so sure Brock Glenn is the guy. The Gators. Florida will welcome UCF. The Knights kind of had an ugly game. They got roughed up. I mean, tip of the hat to Deion Sanders in Colorado. The Buffaloes rolled into Orlando, and they really walked the dog on UCF. I watched most of that game, and it really wasn't that close. UCF, they've got a recent win over the Gators in a bowl game, and don't you think for a second that UCF would not love to roll into the swamp. There'll be 20, by the way, there will be 20,000 UCF fans in the swamp. I guarantee you that. UCF will find their way in the swamp. Gus Malzahn has won in the SEC, knows how to win in the SEC. Gus Malzahn, the UCF coach, knows how to go on the road in the SEC. And his starting quarterback, KJ Jefferson, in his career, and he's still playing college football, KJ Jefferson, the starting quarterback for UCF by way of Arkansas. You realize KJ Jefferson, he already has a win in the swamp. KJ Jefferson was the starting quarterback last fall for Arkansas when the Razorbacks beat Florida. KJ Jefferson has the chance to roll into Gainesville twice in less than a year, twice in about 11 months, and get not one but 2 wins in the swamp over the Florida Gators. I will tell you, it's pretty apparent now what Florida, the only answer the Florida Gators have defensively. Florida can score. I think the Gators offensively last year were okay, and this year they're okay. The Gators, if needed, can put enough winning points on the board. Their defense is the issue. It is atrocious, but there's an answer. I'll go over that. It's an obvious answer. It's hard to implement, but it is an obvious answer. What Florida would have to do the rest of the year to really maximize whatever they can out of this season, which I think will be the final season of Billy Napier. We'll catch up with Patrick Young hopefully in a little bit here. I'm not sure if he's on right now. We'll go over some college football, the schedule. The Jacksonville Jaguars, we've got to get some Jaguar talk in as we do every day here on the program. And I looked this stat up. I was hoping it was incorrect, but unfortunately it is correct. We'll go over a low point in the history of the Jaguar franchise, basically 30-year history of the Jaguar franchise. There is a low of lows that the Jaguars have hit, or they didn't hit it as much as it got finally hit by Tennessee getting a win. We'll talk about that as we go. And a little bit later, you know it, you love it. We do it on Tuesdays. It just kind of organically has happened with our show. If you know anything about Hurricanes Jointon Creek, you know we're here every Tuesday. It's a fun place, great location, the heart of Mandarin. On Tuesdays, our show, the Young and Norvelle Show, is here. It's Taco Tuesday. We have fun. We talk ball. We get people on the air, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know, we go off the air. We're here 4 to 6, happy hour. That's what we do Monday through Friday. This is our Tuesday location. If you know anything about our show now, just from hanging around, you know that every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, there is trivia. They have trivia. EraEntertainment is the trivia group that comes in here every Tuesday from 7 until 8:30-ish. It takes about an hour and a half. And we've become friends with the host of the EraEntertainment Trivia here on Tuesday at Hurricanes. His name is Trivia Pat, not to be confused with Patrick Young. And we have a lot of fun. Around 5:30 or so, we sit down, Pat, and we do some trivia. He'll throw us some sports, and it's not always sports, but it's just fun. So we'll do that a little bit later, about 5:30. And yes, I have a trivia question to kick things off, and it's a good one. It is a real good one. Now, all that set up, I don't think we've got Patrick yet, but all that set up leads us back to the top of the show. Let me remind you folks, as you're consuming the show right now, I don't care if you're on, and hopefully you are on the Young and Norvelle Show Facebook page. If not, please follow our page. We would appreciate that. Please, at some point, follow the Young and Norvelle Show Facebook page. Maybe you can do the same thing on our YouTube. Put Young and Norvelle in YouTube. Follow that. However you are consuming our show, maybe off of Action News Jax, the app, and then the Action Sports Jax logo. However you're consuming it, there should be a chat feature on that platform. Please feel free. We would love to answer questions, comments, thoughts, read your response to how stupid we may be, whatever you would like to do. We would love to follow that with you. Okay, let me set a stage here. We have free tickets to give away. That is right. Let's start with Florida UCF. We've got 2 Florida UCF football tickets for this Saturday night. That's a night game now on ESPN. Gators and Knights get together at night. If you want to go and you want to go for free, here's what you do between now and Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we'll announce a winner Thursday. You have to, in 50 words or less, go online, go to the Young and Norvelle Show Facebook page, the Young and Norvelle Show Facebook page. Hopefully you're already on there. If not, follow our page. And then I need you, in 50 words or less, to give the Florida Gators a pep talk. The best pep talk between now and Thursday. We will all, Zach, our producer, and Patrick and myself, we will decide who had the best pep talk, and you'll win 2 tickets to Florida UCF. Just that easy. We're doing the same thing with the Jaguars and the Colts tickets as well. But let's get started with the Gators. If you want to go to Gainesville this Saturday on the house, all it's going to cost you is a little gas money. You can pack a lunch if you want, save money on food. Head on over to Gainesville. We've got 2, and they're good tickets. They are good tickets. Gator sideline, about the 15-yard line, about 35 rows up. Great tickets. Absolutely great tickets. But you have to work for them. We're going to make you work for those tickets. If you want to go to Florida, UCF, and win the 2 tickets, we're giving them out on mid-show Thursday. Who's got the best pep talk for the Gators? Bang it out on the Young and Norvelle Show Facebook page. It has to be on that Facebook page, the Young and Norvelle Facebook page. And we are looking forward to giving away those tickets. All right, let's regroup and let's get, I don't want to say serious for a moment, but we're going to go back to old Terry's childhood. I'm going to take you in the Wayback Machine here for a moment. And I'm speaking to some of you folks because you're in my era. You're in my age group. Some of you, a lot of you are not, but I think you'll learn a little bit. The great, and I use that word on purpose, the great Pete Rose passed away. News came down yesterday. I thought Eduardo Perez did a spectacular job. After the Braves game, the Braves-Mets second game was ending. Perez was wrapping up a live hit from Atlanta, documenting who's in, who's out, who's playing tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. And Eduardo Perez asked I can't remember who threw it to him from the studio, but Eduardo Perez, if you saw it, he did a great job. He really did, to deliver tough news. Eduardo Perez asked the host, and I can't remember who the host was. He said, hey, XYZ host, could you give me a second here? And Eduardo Perez is a long time. He played in the big leagues for a long time. He's a baseball guy. His family's baseball, former Florida State baseball player. Baseball's his life. Baseball's his family's life. Eduardo Perez, and I hope you saw it. It was really good television. It was really, really good real life television. Perez asked the ESPN host, I can't remember who it was, hey, can you give me a second here? I want to break some news here. And he had that look. And I think if you get older, and certainly I am in my late 50s, okay, life has little benchmarks, and as you go through life, you're going to, hey, there he is. There's my man, Brad Miller, right there. You know what? What are you doing? Get over here. What are you doing? You good? No, he's going to drink a beer. Hey, he's going to drink a beer. That's my man, Brad Miller. He's been, you know, my man from Master Lube. He's taking great care of us. Talking about, though, Eduardo Perez, he did a super job. As you go through life, and I'm learning it, you only get one go, so you kind of learn it as you go. You can have elders talk to you about it, but death is part of life, and intimate death in terms of with your family and your close friends, or kind of your heroes, your contemporaries. And Eduardo Perez said that his father, he asked for a moment, and the host for ESPN had no idea why he was saying, hey, before we go to break, can you give me a quick second? And Eduardo Perez said, hey, and I'm paraphrasing here, my father reached out to me very recently. It has been confirmed through Pete Rose Jr. that Pete Rose has passed away. Pete Rose, at 83 years old, has passed away. So we lost Pete Rose sometime yesterday. We don't know the specifics. I mean, he was 83 years old. I know there's some question, you know, what was the cause of death? Well, I would think first and foremost, he was 83 years old. Pete Rose, somebody my age, and you know, I was kidding around. I always like to have fun with my age and this and that. I'm 59 years old. My next birthday, I'm 60. Anyone in and around my age, 7 or 8 years younger, same age-ish, 8, 9, 10 years older, Pete Rose is in that contemporary group of larger than life. Now, you got to be really good at your sport to be in this group. But Pete Rose, for me, in my age group, he is part of that just mythical sports hero icon. You may even have rooted against Pete and his teams, but you had to respect Pete and his type of contemporaries. He was that guy. Pete Rose. I mean, when I think of Pete Rose, and you got to understand, in his heyday, he burst into Major League Baseball in the 60s. He was a Rookie of the Year in the 60s. But Pete Rose and the Big Red Machine, of which he played for several franchises, Montreal, Philadelphia. Hell, he won 2 World Series championships with the Reds. He's always and will always be associated with the Cincinnati Reds. He won a World Series championship with the Phillies. He played for Montreal, but he is and will always be known as a Red, Cincinnati Red baseball player. But Pete Rose, for me in my age group, he was that guy. He and there were certain guys in all the sports, football, baseball, basketball, golf, tennis. I'll leave it at that. Golf, tennis. Okay. Your sports that when I was growing up, particularly mid to late 70s, early 80s. Okay. But Pete was a 70s guy. His heyday was in the 70s. If you were Terry Norvelle or my contemporary age group guys, baseball, you're talking Reggie Jackson, Pete Rose. You're talking Hank Aaron, Pete Rose. Johnny Bench, considered the greatest catcher ever, Pete Rose, teammate. Jim Palmer on the mound, Pete Rose. Tom Seaver, teammate, Pete Rose. Okay, that's some of his contemporary baseball guys and guys that Pete Rose was part of this. I mean, this is the best of the best. I'm trying to paint the picture of how good, how big, how respected at what he did, Pete Rose, and the game of baseball, he was. Football, contemporaries in Pete Rose's heyday. And I get the controversy, but we can't take it away. Excuse me. A guy named O.J. Simpson, Pete Rose, 70s. Roger Staubach, quarterback, Dallas Cowboys, America's team, Cowboys, Steelers, Pete Rose, right in the middle of that. Terry Bradshaw of the Steelers, the great Steeler teams, 70s, Steelers, all those super. Pete Rose was the baseball equivalent of Staubach, Bradshaw, OJ, Ken Stabler with the Raiders, on and on and on. Pete Rose was massive at what he did, and he did baseball. Basketball, a guy named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the 70s, Pete Rose. John Havlicek winding down his career with the Celtics and all those championships, Pete Rose. Dr. J coming into the forefront, mid to late 70s, bursting into Philadelphia from the ABA, Pete Rose. Pete Rose was one of these guys, is what I'm trying to make. He was, old Pete Rose now, and Pete went to the Phillies and won a title. He willed the Phillies to a World Series championship. He was well past his prime. I think that was in 80, 81, 80, right around there. But even old Pete Rose, he overlapped, and we're still in basketball now. He overlapped the beginning of Larry Bird. Yeah, that guy. Magic Johnson. Yeah, that guy. Pete Rose was in and around at what he did as good as all of them. He did what he did as good as all of them. And then your non-traditional sports, team sports, the Pete Rose era, and again, the 70s were his real time. He played in the 60s. The 70s were his time, the big red machine coming out of the Oakland A's with their 3 championships in a row in the early 70s. The Reds just bullied baseball for a couple of years and probably could have and should have won another 1 or 2. The big red machine, all his contemporaries. He played with all these great guys. Johnny Bench, I mentioned. Tom Seaver. Dave Concepcion. You can just go on and on. The big red machine, George Foster. Pete Rose did not take a backseat to any of them. The all-time hits leader, and I left it off at the non-traditional team sports. But Pete Rose was in the middle. How about golf and tennis? Pete Rose, he was a contemporary of a guy named Jack Nicklaus. You've heard of Jack Nicklaus. Nicklaus, his heyday, overlapped Pete Rose in the 70s. Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, Tom Watson. How about tennis? How about Bjorn Borg, Pete Rose? How about on the women's side, Chris Everett, Pete Rose? Man, he was something. He was something else. The post-playing days controversy, the lifetime ban, certainly I'm aware of that. I've got my thoughts. You may have your thoughts, and we can get into that. But Pete Rose, I think, help me out. I think Bob Uecker kind of has the unofficial title, and it's from a comedic standpoint, Mr. Baseball. My God, Pete Rose. Could anybody wear the moniker Mr. Baseball better than Pete Rose? Did anybody wear it better than Pete Rose? The name, my God, when you look at his name, it was right. It just, Pete Rose, it just looked right, right? When you said his name, Pete Rose, it just so it looked right. It sounded right. And I used the word looked a moment ago. Probably the best description I can give you in terms of if ever anyone should be considered Mr. Baseball, it might be Pete Rose, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and a bunch of you watching and listening, you will be shaking your head when I say this. Pete Rose was so much baseball that for years and years after his playing days were over, and even while he was playing, when you would catch him on rare occasions being interviewed in civilian clothes. Okay? So that's the key. Think about Pete Rose in civilian clothes. During his playing day, you might have caught him on Twib or an interview here and there. But certainly post-playing days, Pete Rose was on TV a lot, being interviewed a lot in civilian clothes. He never looked comfortable in civilian clothes. You know when Pete Rose looked comfortable? When he was wearing a baseball uniform. He looked perfect wearing the baseball uniform, and he never, ever looked right to me in civilian clothes. If that's not a testament to Mr. Baseball, I don't know what is. We'll keep it going here. I want to keep this discussion hot if we can. I've got real strong opinions, and they're my opinions. I'm not saying I never say I'm right, wrong, or indifferent. I tell you what I think. That's what I do. I've done it for 25, pushing 30 years in sports talk radio and sports broadcasting. Do I think he should be in the Hall of Fame? Well, we'll try and talk about that on the other side. Do you think yes, no, maybe? Lifetime means lifetime. Are you that guy? I've got strong opinions on lifetime means lifetime, and that's cut and dry. I've got strong opinions on that. We'll talk about that. We've taken a little bit long. Let's take a quick break. We hope to catch up with Kade Kistner, my buddy from Sports Illustrated. He covers baseball and, of course, now NFL football. He is knee-deep in the playoffs. We'll track the playoffs and keep the Pete Rose talk going. It's a Tuesday. That means we are set up live. I hope you're in the area and you can come by. If not, please keep following us here on any and all of our streams. It is the Young and Norvelle Show on a Tuesday live from Hurricane Joint Decree.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming, from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
All right, there we go. A little bit of an overcast day again. Boy, we've seen that a few times or 3 over the last month or so. We've gotten our share of precipitation the back half of the summer going into the fall. It was awfully dry. Don't forget, folks, it was awfully dry that May-June period. So I guess we're balancing it out a little bit. Welcome back, Terry Norvelle, sitting here live. You know it by now. Tuesday. That means the heart of Mandarin. Hurricanes, Jewington Creek. They've got baseball all night long, all kind of specials. Trivia comes up at 7 o'clock right after we go off the air. We'll transition and let Trivia Pat sit down. They'll have a big time. They always do. We look forward to our trivia about 5:30. We'll catch up with Kade Kistner, talking some more baseball. Let me get you caught up on some scores. 4 games today. It is all baseball, wall to wall. Top of the 7th inning, Detroit on the road leading Houston still 3-0, 2 out in the top of the 7th. So, boy, Detroit trying to get that first game. Best 2 out of 3 in this round. They have started in Baltimore. Kansas City at Baltimore, game 1. Bottom of 2nd, no score. 5:30, the Mets and Milwaukee are scheduled to first pitch. And then later tonight, 8:30, West Coast baseball. Braves got on the big bird and went all the way to the West Coast. They will take on the Padres about 7:30 first pitch. We'll track those as we go until 6 today here on the program. I want to get back to the Pete Rose situation. Wherever you stand, I respect where you stand. If it does not agree with me, should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame? He was lifetime banned. I get that. My thought is as follows. I am fine with Major League Baseball forcing Pete Rose to 100% disassociate himself from the game. I am fine with that because it was proven that he bet on the game, didn't bet against his team. And by the way, I'm not so sure. I don't like people betting on their own team. That means that they've got incentive to win. Anyway, another argument. I'm fine with that. My big issue with the people that come at it from the lifetime means lifetime means lifetime, and that's cut and dry and black and white. Well, my comeback to that is, folks, we have hardened criminals that have their sentences pardoned and reduced. Okay, let me say this again, and this is my vantage point. In our society, the United States of America, we have hardened criminals that have committed hardened criminal acts at and toward other people. Those people at times have their sentences pardoned and reduced. Okay, that's real life. Agree or disagree? But in our society, we have, I'm going to say it again, hardened criminals have their sentences reduced and changed. Pete Rose was found to have gambled on baseball. It's not that big of a deal. It's not a hardened criminal activity, folks. My God, number one. Number two, Pete Rose played 20 plus years, I believe it was, when you totaled it up, of Major League Baseball. He accumulated over 4,200 hits, more than anyone in the history of baseball. Of course, his baseball activity deserves to be in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. The plaque, the inscription under the plaque can have an asterisk if needed, that maybe he used some bad judgment. But my God, folks, in our society that we live in, hardened criminals every day have their sentences reduced or paroled or reduced. My God, that's real life. That's out there in the street, real life. Pete Rose, what he did, and he finally admitted to it, is and was around a sport, for God's sakes. Is and was around a sport. Anyway, my thought, I would love to have your thoughts as we go today. A lot of baseball as we welcome my buddy Kade Kistner, the baseball publisher, and also now really does a lot of NFL work with Sports Illustrated. Kade, how are you, my friend? I hope you can hear me okay. Uh-oh, losing you a little bit. Let me see if we can get a better audio. You may be, gosh darn, you may be in a stadium. So, yeah, we're having a bad hookup. I'm gonna have my producer maybe see if we can rehook you up, because my goodness, of all the days we need Kade Kistner on the air. 4 baseball games. Pete Rose passing away the night before. All kind of storylines, and so Kade, hang tight, and I'll get in the queue when we want to try and hit you again. While we're waiting with Kade, let me get back. Top of the 7th, still Detroit leading Houston. Houston, the home team. Detroit leading 3-0. Top of the 7th, starting to get late. 2 out, top of the 7th for Detroit. Bases are loaded. And let's move to the other game that is underway in Major League Baseball. 4 games today, 2 are underway. Kansas City on the road at Baltimore. No score early. 2 out, top of the 3rd. Royals still batting. A little bit later, 5:30, scheduled first pitch, Eastern time. The Mets on the road. They left Atlanta and went right back to Milwaukee. Mets at Milwaukee, 5:30-ish first pitch. And then the West Coast night game. Boy, the Braves, they and it's weird the way the seating worked. The Braves had to jump on a plane after getting their ticket punched yesterday. The Braves had to go cross country. They are at San Diego tonight, 8:30-ish Eastern time, first pitch. So kind of weird the way the Braves, they won their way in. They got the higher seed than the Mets, but the Braves had the further trip by far than the Mets. Just kind of the way it has worked out. Now, if you are wondering, the winner of the best 2 out of 3 in these first rounds, these first 4 rounds are best 2 out of 3. Braves Padres winner moves on to face the Dodgers. Staying in the National League, Mets Brewers series starts today. That winner, best 2 out of 3, moves on to face the Phillies. Phillies, Dodgers, best division records, so they get the bye in the National League. American League, Orioles, Royals going at it, best 2 out of 3. That winner goes on to face the Yankees. And I don't really have a dog in the fight, but man, it would be fun to see the Orioles and the Yankees. They stalked each other all year. They tracked each other all year. Finally, probably the last 10 days of the regular season, the Orioles blinked a little bit and the Yankees didn't. The Orioles-Yankees, that would be fun. Not that the Royals-Yankees wouldn't be, but that's the setup for that next round. And then Detroit ahead of Houston right now. And a lot of people are picking Houston to make some major noise in this thing. They've done it before. They know how to do it. Detroit, Houston, the 2 out of 3 winner in that series will move on to take on the Cleveland Guardians. That's the setup. I'm not sure if we've got Kade back. Let me kick back. Hey, Kade, you there?
Yeah. Hey, Terry, you got me?
Oh, man, you sound really, really good, buddy. Hey, man, we've got so much to get into real quick. I know we're going to run out of time. Kade, let's start with the Braves. We got the most Brave fans that watch and listen. The Chris Sale stuff, the back spasm. Did you was this something that was building, or did this come out of left field? He is not active, I understand, for the potential 3-game series. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, and it kind of happened out of the blue. I mean, for 1 minute we thought that he was going to be starting the game, last night, and then literally 60 seconds later, he's got back spasms. And this is a thing that Chris Salish has dealt with. He's not a big game pitcher. He's not a big time guy. I look back and I think of all the greatest pitchers in history, and guys that get out there and fight for their team, and just all of a sudden, 3 minutes for first pitch, and Chris Sale's not available. It's probably the most Chris Sale thing I've ever seen happen. So it comes as no surprise.
Is he going to win the Cy Young?
He shouldn't, because he doesn't embody the award, but he probably will. So
yeah, wow.
Cy Young's go out there and pitch their team when the season's on the line, and Chris Sale didn't.
And I tell you, man, obviously where I live at, the majority of my buddies that are baseball guys are Brave fans. And, man, when this news was coming down, you were like, okay, well, you know what? You kind of, in a weird way, thought, okay, the Braves got the win in game 1. Okay, they're just – well, then when you heard he was out for the entire next series, the playoff series, you went, all right, this is real. This isn't gamesmanship. This is real. Wow. Big story, potential.
Well, they didn't. That's the thing, though, is they didn't win the first game. I believe the Mets won the first game.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's right. They had to go win the damn thing. They sent Kenny Powers out to the mound by way of Holmes. Yes. And then
their season's on the line, and he doesn't go out there and pitch. I mean, it's absolutely ludicrous. And it's 1 minute before the game starts. So you're scrambling, and it's almost like you've got a guy who's going to go take the mound, and he's he hasn't been going through his routine, and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
and it's this guy's a head case, is what it is, and he's a guy that goes.
I didn't know all that. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
Kate.
With the White Sox, he goes through and cuts all the jerseys because he doesn't like the jersey material. So he takes scissors to every single guy's jersey in the locker room. When he's with the White Sox, so they have to wear a different jersey. The guy's a head case.
Wow.
And he's not a big time guy. And anyway, that's Chris Sale in a nutshell.
And I know we do. Kate, we have a sports medicine doctor on every Wednesday, and we may get into it tomorrow. I mean, you're like, gosh darn. You've been my ace all year. We need you now. Is there some kind of balm we can rub on your back? Can we give you a shot or something to go try? I don't know. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. Let me bounce some topics off of you, and then I hope we've got some time. I really want you to discuss Pete Rose and the life and the baseball life, the post baseball life of Pete Rose. Kade, I can answer this, but I can't answer it because I don't know what my answer is. Why is it that I can't get excited about AL and NL Central baseball? Why does the Central Division not excite me?
Because it's like the Big Ten of baseball.
Okay.
You know, it's small ball baseball. You know, you've got teams. You know, there's small markets, but they're gonna go out there and gonna play gritty baseball. It's
Okay.
not gonna be fun to watch a lot of times. A lot of it's just small ball baseball, and but they're gonna go out there and grind out wins, and it's just that's just how it is. And a lot of times, especially with the Central, it's you have one really good team, maybe a second okay team in each of the Central divisions, and then the rest of the teams are absolutely horrible. And so, in the AL Central, you've got the Guardians and you've got the Royals, who are pretty good. They're in the postseason. And then you look at the NL Central, and you've got the Brewers, who are a pretty decent team. And then after that, you've got maybe the Cubs, who weren't really even a 500 baseball team this year. So that's the NL Central in a nutshell. And those teams they're going to play small ball. They have a couple exciting games, but there's a lot of disparity in those leagues and not a ton of competition.
So I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong in that the NL East and the NL West and the AL East and the AL West, they're sexy divisions. They've got sexy storylines, and they've got this
all over the place. Yeah, and but no, not the Central divisions, not at all.
Okay, then I'm okay. Hey, catch us up for us that may not know. So we are now in the round of 2 out of 3, correct?
Yeah, the wild card round, correct.
Okay. After we move out, is it best out of 5? Catch us up how it moves through the playoffs.
Yep. So best 2 out of 3 here in the wild card. Then you move to the divisional series, which is a best out of 5.
Okay.
And then after that, you go to the championship series, which is a best out of 7. And then you have the World Series, which again is best out of 7.
Nice. Really, really good stuff. And we've got Dodgers, Phillies waiting in the wings. We've got Yankees, Cleveland waiting in the wings. I know, and let me click back over real quick. I'm showing bottom of 7. Detroit still holding a 3-0 lead over Houston. Man, the last day or two, I saw more people picking Houston to make a deep, deep run in this thing. Boy, they came back out they had a slow start, didn't they? The Astros, but man, they know how to play playoff baseball there, right? I had a lot of people picking them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Astros looked terrible to start the season, and they came back. They won the division, and there's a lot of holes on the roster. I mean, like Justin Verlander didn't even make the wild card rotation. And so, and the offense has, been hot and cold. You look at Framber Valdez, who just really hasn't been himself all year. And he had an absolutely, terrible game. He couldn't find the strike zone today. And so there's a lot of issues with that roster and that team. There's a lot of experience as well. And so you can't count the Astros out. And then you look at what the Tigers are doing, which has been an absolute magical run. I think they lost like maybe 11 games since the trade deadline, which is insane. And you look at what Skubal did today, 6 innings pitched. He allowed only 4 hits and no earned runs. I mean, and they took him out, 88 pitches, which, either, hey, we're going to kind of rest this guy. We don't want to overuse him because he's not really had this much of a workload ever in his career. There's a lot of people going, oh, is he hurt? Is he okay? It was only 88 pitches, but they've got their eye on a lot more than just this wild card, and Skubal is the absolute linchpin to that. So.
Man, I tell you, I saw him. What did he have? He had his 1 inning in the All-Star game, and he was nasty.
Yeah, he's so nasty. Yeah,
he was
they
nasty.
held on to him at the trade deadline, and that's probably the absolute best decision because people were talking about the Tigers' contention window opening up maybe next year, probably 2026, and now they're whipping up on the Astros in Game 1 of the wild card in 2024. So it's such a cool storyline the Tigers are.
Kate, I'm glad you brought that up. Boy, the old Kenny Rogers song, you got to know when to hold them, when to fold them. I remember watching the All-Star game that Tuesday night, and, everybody gets their inning here, inning there. And this guy from Detroit, I went, holy cow, he's got nasty stuff. And they were talking a little bit about, man, what do the Tigers do with this guy? Because the Tigers, man, they're not, it didn't appear postseason was in their play, but they held.
Right.
They held.
Yeah, they held. And I was actually, I cover the Tigers pretty intimately. And, I'll be honest, I was one of the guys who was kind of scratching my head as to why they didn't move him, because they could have gotten a king's ransom for the guy. And now you look at it, and I'm having to eat my words, because he's about to win the Tigers their first, playoff game in over a decade. So
Wow.
They knew it. They believed in their team, and that offense, clicked on. The rotation has been great. If you look at their lineup too, today, 5 guys in that lineup, 5 out of 9 guys in their lineup spent time, a lot of time at AAA this year.
Wow.
And they performed, and they're now in a postseason lineup.
Wow.
But 5 guys were at AAA this year.
How about that, man? You just got to keep grinding. Keep grinding in a 162 game season. Hey, Kade, I know the Big Four are sitting out waiting on the 2 out of 3 to get played. Dodgers, Phillies, Yankees, Cleveland. But man, today, the next couple, at least today and tomorrow, we will have 4 games all day long. I mean, this is a baseball fan's dream right now, isn't it? I mean, wall to wall baseball.
Literally, I'm in my house, and I've got baseball on every TV, wall to wall right now. It's great. So we hit the road Thursday.
Where you going?
Out there. I'm actually going to London on Thursday to cover the Jets-Vikings game. But then I'm going to come
you got
home.
Football too, because I know you do football with SI. Yeah.
And then we'll be we come back on October 9th, and it will be nonstop until the end of the World Series. So on the road.
Wow, good stuff. Kade, if you wouldn't mind, and we've got probably 8-9 minutes, we can take it a little long if that's okay with you. Man, I led off the show, and I think I hope I did a decent dissertation with my age. I mean, I'm pushing 60 years old, so Pete Rose was a bigger than life contemporary hero of mine. One of the guys, football, baseball, basketball of the 70s, particularly. I mean, the names in football: O.J. Simpson, Roger Staubach, Terry Bradshaw, Stabler. Basketball: Kareem, Dr. J was coming in. Golf, tennis: you had Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, Tom Watson, Bjorn Borg, Chris Everett. Baseball, 70s, a guy named Reggie Jackson, Hank Aaron, Johnny Bench, the best catcher maybe, Palmer, Seaver. Pete Rose was all of that. And my age group, certainly we know the Pete Rose on the field, the Pete Rose off the field, the Pete Rose controversy. Your thoughts on the great baseball player Pete Rose, and then anything else you wanted to add in, post playing days. Your thoughts on Pete when you heard he passed?
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to meet Pete Rose. I believe it was last year in Philadelphia,
okay.
And it might have been 2 years ago in 2022. I can't remember. Either way, I wasn't really alive, right, when he was playing.
Sure.
I just turned 30 at the beginning of this month, and so I think I have a different take on it than a lot of baseball fans do. I mean, right now I'm in New Orleans, and I look down the street, and there's a big stadium called the Caesars Superdome, named after a casino, right?
How about that?
You look at every ESPN, you look at SI, right? How many betting things we're doing, how many billions of dollars companies are making on gambling on sports, and the guy didn't gamble against his team; he gambled
Good point.
to for his team to win. And I realized back then, right, back in the the 70s and things like that, when this all happened, gambling was kind of it was a faux pas, right? We didn't really talk about it. People didn't really do it. It was a bad, horrible, evil thing. And now you can't walk down the street without seeing something for FanDuel or DraftKings or betting, right? And so my thought process is, people go, looks a lifetime ban. Well, we got to kind of reevaluate. And so it's time to reevaluate things. And also, if it's a lifetime ban, well, guess what? his life is up, and so that
Sure.
lifetime ban should be lifted. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. He's the MLB Hicks King. He helped propel baseball into an even bigger spotlight. But the issue right now is at 30. I turned 30 at the beginning of the month. I'm one of the youngest in this baseball journalist profession.
Sure.
And everyone they're old, they're old guys. They're stuck in their ways. You look at the commissioner, Rob Manfred, who is probably one of the most disliked commissioners of all time. And that is what's holding Pete Rose back from being in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you look at, who elects people into the Hall of Fame. It's the media. And you look at Pete Rose in his personal life, and he was not well liked by the media because he was conservative and he had different political views than a lot of the baseball media did. And so they're gonna, the entire time we're just gonna talk bad about Pete Rose. He does one thing, steps out of line, and then we bring up the line about how he gambled and how he's a horrible human being. And he likes Donald Trump and whatever. Like, I'm not trying to get political, but there was a lot of things the media didn't like about Pete Rose, and there's a lot of reasons outside of gambling that he has been kept out of the Hall of Fame. And the gambling issue has been the calling card or the excuse for everybody in not putting him in the Hall of Fame. And it's time to get over that, and it's time to put the guy in the Hall of Fame. He should have been there 20 years ago.
Wow, great takes. I want to add on to some stuff, and if we can stay here for maybe 5 more minutes. One of my dissertation points today, earlier before we got you on, is we as a society, Kade, we pardon hardened criminals. There are times where we take, hardened criminals and we pardon them and we shorten their sentences. My God, we're talking a sport and an activity in and around a sport. We're not talking hardened life criminals, and we still pardon those type people. So yeah, I certainly I concur with what you said. How about Pete Rose, the baseball player? One of the things I said today was, and again, my age, I was reared, and he was one of the bigger than life figures. The baseball. There's I went over a bunch of them. I won't do it again. There's a handful when I was watching sports as a youngster in the 70s. The handful of football guys, the handful of baseball guys, the handful of basketball guys, the handful of golf, tennis guys. Pete Rose was a guy, and Kade, speak to this. I saw Pete Rose so many times in my lifetime, and he might have been getting interviewed off the field in civilian clothes. He looked awkward. Pete Rose only looked natural in a baseball uniform. Right? I never saw Pete Rose getting interviewed as a civilian dress. That speaks to, I know Bob Uecker kicks around the Mr. Baseball title. Pete Rose could be Mr. Baseball, for God's sakes, with that career.
Well, I agree. And again, you look at what he's done, and he's one of the best baseball players of all time. He's the MLB hit king, and he ate, breathed, and lived baseball. And again, even when I met him a couple, years ago, and I had the privilege to get to talk to him and shake his hand, the guy it was just all baseball. He was funny, he had a great sense of humor, but yeah, on the baseball field, he was larger than life. You couldn't do what Pete Rose did, and I don't think that it's ever going to be replicated ever again. The game is different. The goals for each player are different, and what Pete Rose did on that baseball field was incredibly special.
And Kate, we'll go a few more minutes. I know you need to get back to some baseball, and I appreciate this. My other perception of Pete Rose was the time that he played the game and where America was at. And, Pete Rose, Kate, you're a baseball guy. You know the game. You could be a scout. You know what to see. You know who's got talent. Pete Rose, my God, the numbers he put up are mind-boggling. He wasn't the most baseball talented guy out there. He grinded, and he almost did it the American way in the 70s, particularly when there was a pridefulness about the American way. You know what? We'll outwork you. You know what? Europe or Asia or will outwork you. Yeah, would you agree? He didn't have the raw, pretty baseball skills of a lot of guys. And did we lose Kade? We may have lost Kade there. I wanted him to comment on that. And if we did, we need to let him go ahead and get to baseball and follow it, because that's what he does for a living. We certainly appreciate Kade's time here. But yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and take a break here. I want to revisit that on the other side. Some other things that really, if you're a Pete guy, it was on the field. It was the numbers, the raw numbers. Yes, the way he played the game, but the fact that he might not have been the most sexy, talented, scout-friendly baseball player, but he grinded and he made it work. Pete Rose, we're kind of reliving his career and life today on a special edition on a Tuesday from Hurricanes. Let's take a break. One down, one to go. Don't forget, bottom of the hour, we take it to the trivia world. It's a lot of fun. You don't want to miss that. Trivia, Pat will join us, and we'll have some fun as we do every Tuesday right here from Hurricanes. Join the crew.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jacks with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Yeah! Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
Live deep in the heart of Mandarin. You know it by now. Hurricanes Grill and Wings down here by the Jointon Creek Bridge, right before you go over into Jointon Creek. That's where you'll find this long-standing, wonderful restaurant, hangout, sports bar, whatever you want to call it. Josh and Callie, the new owners, they took over in April. They love the place so much, they bought the place. It's near and dear to their heart, and they're doing a great job continuing the great tradition of Hurricanes Jointon Creek here in Mandarin. Patrick Young with a good-looking Florida shirt there, sporting a Gators shirt there. I like it a lot with that script Florida right there, my man. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Just a little tired. And now I'm driving to the quarterback club right now. Believe that or not.
Which quarterback club? What town? Where at?
In Gainesville.
Oh, Gainesville. Good. Yeah, have a good visit with those guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
I wish it was earlier in the day. So late.
Yeah, well, you're a big star, Patrick Young. You're a big star. People need you. People want you. People talk to you. And you got a Buc-ee's drink in your hand. Well, Buc-ee's
some water.
Drink. Well, Buc-ee's drink. Hey, I hate to bring a little bit of bad news or just a bad stat, but I wanted to get this out as we welcome people back to the Young Norvelle Show. We've been busy with Pete Rose with baseball, a lot of different stuff. We had a great interview a moment ago. How about this? Another low point for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I had to research it, and I was proven correct. I thought I had this right. Do you realize, Patrick, that with Tennessee winning last night, right, they now have a win. They were winless. In the history of the Jacksonville Jaguars, this current year now, after last night, this is the first time the Jaguars have been the final winless team in a season. They're the last team that's winless. Oh, that hurts.
And they still are. So it's like, what other record can they extend there on still being winless?
Oh, I hate to get that out, but I had to get it out.
And you hate to see Joe Flacco back, just because he lit us up last year. And
I know.
If Anthony Richardson was playing, I think we had a chance. But it looks like if Joe Flacco, he's gonna Joe Flacco us. That's for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Patrick, you and I haven't really had a chance to discuss this, and I don't want to catch you on the spot, but obviously you're much younger than me. Pete Rose passed away at 83. So you know the name. You're a bit of a historian. You follow a lot of sports. The name Pete Rose, the player Pete Rose, did you connect with that, the on-field Pete Rose, or did you more connect with the, wow, he got banned out of baseball, he was betting, he was a Chicago Black Sox kind of guy? Where did Pete Rose fall with you, or did he fall with you because of the age difference?
I didn't really bring it up, but I knew of him and knew of the ban he received, and I don't think I was really into baseball when he accepted that ban.
Yeah.
Over for his lifetime, which I'm still curious how that went down. And I think you and I, we talked about it a while back, because how the dynamics have changed where people are betting all over baseball now.
Yeah.
And to my understanding, I could be wrong, but I believe he was betting on his team to win.
To win,
every time. Yes. I hope so, because that makes it even better. I mean, it makes it.
Yeah.
Because you brought that up the other day about, hey, make it legal for players to bet, but they can only bet for a win, or for a hit or something like that. And that's an incentive for extra money. I don't know, but that's about the extent that I have of Pete Rod, Hustle Pete. I know that.
Yeah.
Or Charlie Hustle.
Charlie Hustle, yeah. It's interesting that you pointed out a couple of things that I think are very, very interesting. Yes, he did. 14 years after being accused, he finally came clean on an interview. He said, and it was a setup interview, and he purposely did the interview so he could say, yes, I did bet on baseball. I started telling a lie when I was accused 14 years earlier, and he said basically it kept building and building. You know how you get deeper into a lie and you have to play it out. So he came clean. But you're right. The word is, and there's no evidence that he ever bet on his team to lose. So I'm of the opinion I want every player, if they ever want to bet on their active team to win because they got their own skin in the game. You know,
exactly. Yeah.
But the word too was, a lot of people may say, well, why the hell 14 years after the fact, why did he even admit to it? Well, I think if I remember how it went down, Patrick, he was thinking he might get some if he admitted to it, maybe he could be reassociated with the game because his ban included a lifetime ban, could never go in the Hall of Fame, but he had to disassociate himself from the game of baseball. Baseball disassociated. So when you know the Big Red Machine, he was part of a great team in the 60s. I'm sorry, the 70s. The Cincinnati Reds, they won back-to-back World Series titles. He couldn't really be associated. Patrick, on every year when Major League Baseball inducted their newest Hall of Fame class, he would go to the induction ceremony and rent a space and sign autographs. He couldn't be part of the induction at all. He was disassociated. Wow. So the word was, he admitted, hoping that he would get some, okay, Pete, we're going to pat you on the back and let you, but he's never been reinstated into the game.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of how that played out.
That's tough, especially since you compare him to Barry Bonds. I don't know all the ins and outs of how he handled it, but I listened to a podcast on Barry Bonds, and Barry was a jerk, and but his whole process with fighting the allegations of steroid use, and I think if he wouldn't, that's what steroids do to you. They make you angry, affect your hormones. But I never heard of Pete Rose having I'm sure he was disappointed, but I never heard of him having just this terrible attitude towards the people towards baseball. I mean, I've heard Barry Bonds was an absolute jerk. Like, he was just not. He probably could have gotten away with it. Probably still could have gotten inducted. Probably could have gone without the asterisks. But that's not going to happen.
And a guy like to clue you in a little bit, before all the controversy, I mean, Pete Rose was Mr. Baseball. Yeah. He was the guy. And Patrick, Pete Rose did not have the natural talent of an A-Rod or a Barry Bonds or a Chipper Jones. Pete Rose was a grinder. He loved the game. He didn't have the strongest arm. He didn't have the most power. He didn't have the greatest foot speed, but he grinded. And when he did this, the 70s was his main decade, right? I mean, that was his main decade. And he kind of personified the American way, where you remember back, or at least Patrick, you've studied and you understand, back in that 60s, 70s, you know what? We're America. We're going to outgrind you, world. You know what? Europe and Asia, you may have more pretty this and pretty that, but we're America. We're going to outwork your ass. Well, that was Pete Rose. Pete Rose put up these ungodly numbers, the most hits in the history of baseball, played so many years, won titles, but he did it as a American grinder, kind of. You know what I mean by that? He grinded it out, as opposed to, he wasn't Michael Jordan flying through the air with natural talent, if you know what I mean.
I guess what you mean, like he played the right way, like of not being of a guy that doesn't have super great talent. He played the right way in every. Interestingly enough, talking about gambling, did you see that the Jaguars former employee that is being countersued against FanDuel? He claims that he tried to stop multiple times and they
Really?
fed into his gambling addiction by offering so many things: trips here, trips there, tickets to
Really?
this, tickets to that. I mean, honestly, and whenever if he wasn't gambling, they would message him and want to know why. Why are you not gambling today? Like they wanted him to.
I did not hear that, Pat. Did that come
Yeah,
out today? That came out today?
He's suing for $250 million. And
Really?
honestly, I think he's right. He probably could have stopped sooner, and it probably at some point knew what he was doing was wrong, but it was so hard to get out because they kept bringing him back in.
Wow, Patrick, that's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Patrick, that you know what that my first thought, and that's really interesting. I did not hear that, Pat. Thanks for bringing it up. That sounds like his defense or his assertion is going to be they were preying on me mentally, kind of like tobacco companies prey on people by the nicotine habit. You know what I mean? Wow, that is interesting, Patrick. Came out today. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was on ESPN. It was on front of ESPN. Not the top article, but it was up there. $250 million.
Holy cow! So my man ain't done yet.
If he wins, if he were to win, I would believe that the Jags would then win something as well because
I
don't think they've sued FanDuel, but they've certainly asked for something back, and you can't agree to we can see how there was some manipulation to keep this guy and make him spend more and not give back to the Jaguars when he was that's why he kept taking money. Hey, look, there's a responsibility on everybody's fault.
I agree.
How did this guy get away with that for 2 or 3 years or whatever?
I agree.
Without being called.
Boy, you also wonder, Patrick, and I'm no legal scholar, but you also wonder if he wins, what kind of class action that might open up. People saying, wait a minute, they did that to me, and they did that to me.
They do it to a lot. They do that to a lot of people. He's not the first person I've heard of doing that. That there's been many of people that are, they have an addiction, and these places will not stop keeping you on by offering you free nights and travel covered and food and all these, because they want you just to keep spending your money and losing it.
Well, isn't that the concept? And I'm Pat, I'm as novice a gambler as you are. That's why we're doing our fun little football season thing. But isn't that the concept of out in Vegas? They call them whales. If you've shown that you've got any money, they're more than happy to give you free flight, free hotel, free food, right? And and I get it. You're an adult, but I mean, man, they make it awfully tempting to do.
They do.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. Yeah, I mean it's, and a bartender in a different analogy, just not a bartender, but I guess an alcoholic that's trying to stop, and the bar just keeps saying, "Hey man, where you at? Got your drink ready for you at the bar."
It's a good point.
And some wings, 50% off. You got a lifetime deal every time you come in the door.
Hey, Patrick Young, you know why that's never going to be you, me, or Zach? Because we've proven we're so bad at gambling. Hey, we're so bad at this thing. What are we, 5-6 weeks in, and we're terrible. They ain't never going to ask us to come in.
You're doing good.
Dude, I'm hanging on by a thread, man.
You're positive. You're positive. What, 30?
I think I'm. Yeah, I think I'm about 30. We'll hook up with Zach tomorrow and kind of catch up on everything. Pat, we've got Florida State now. They're in a situation. We're up against a break here. Let's stretch this another 3 or 4 minutes. I don't know if it was I don't want a guy to break his finger, right? But it seems like DJU, they're reporting he's got a broken finger now, and he's going to be out for several games for Florida State. I'm not so sure that's not the best thing for everybody included. Mike Norvelle doesn't have to bench him. He gets to give Brock Glenn or Luke, and I never can pronounce his name, Kromenok, he gets to hand the ball to some other quarterbacks. I'm not so sure that's not the best thing for everybody, including DJU, to catch his breath.
Why was he still holding on? Why was he still holding on to DJU? You have no future with him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it was a blessing and probably good for DJU to take a step back from football and just
catch his breath.
You hate to say it, he's been awful. He's not. His football career might be over after this year. I don't know if he's even good enough to be holding a third string, if it's even those three quarterbacks, a third string clipboard.
Yeah,
definitely not good enough for a second string clipboard. No way.
I wouldn't think at all. But yeah, that's a weird situation that may work out for everybody. DJU doesn't have to have the indignity of being benched. They can say, well, it's an injury, and you can put another guy or two in there. But man, Patrick, it feels like the FSU season is upside down, and I don't know if they can right side it up, man. They've got Clemson Saturday night. They still have Miami. Duke is 5-0. Notre Dame knows they have to win out. It could get real sideways real quick for the Noles.
Dang, those are all tough games right there.
Whew.
Duke, I didn't realize Duke was undefeated.
Yeah, Duke's 5-0, and FSU's got 4 losses and counting. Unbelievable. Hey, Pat, did you happen to follow how crazy the baseball in Atlanta was yesterday with that doubleheader? Did you follow that at all? It was crazy. Oh, I think Pat was going through an area there. Oh, you're back. Did you follow that baseball, the doubleheader in Atlanta yesterday? Uh-oh, we lost Pat. And if you can hear me, Pat, I don't think I've ever seen this happen, and it's a very odd circumstance yesterday. You had the doubleheader, Pat, in Atlanta, where the Mets and the Braves, if they both won one game, they both get into the playoffs, which is what happened. So you had, Patrick, 2 champagne celebrations in each locker room at the same stadium. Have you ever seen that before? It's crazy. It was crazy yesterday. Oh, Pat, we lost your audio there, buddy. We lost your audio. So I'll tell you what, get your audio back. We're going to take our break. We're going to come back. It's trivia time. You ready for some trivia? Give me a thumbs up with some trivia. Give me a thumbs up, Pat, for some trivia when we come back. We're going to play some trivia. We do it every Tuesday about 5:30. It's a lot of fun. Boy, what a great fun show. I enjoyed all this baseball talk, this Pete Rose talk. Thanks to Kade Kistner, who was on for about a half hour, really breaking things down. We'll take a break, come back, and reset everything. It's a Tuesday edition. A lot going on here at Hurricanes Jointon Creek. Our show's slowly wrapping up. We go off at 6, but don't forget, a lot going on. Baseball everywhere, on every TV the rest of the night here at Hurricanes with the great wings, the great tacos, and, of course, trivia comes up 7 o'clock till about 8:30. You know it by now, right here in the heart of Mandarin on a Tuesday. Trivia from Jointon Creek's Hurricanes. We'll come back and talk some trivia on the other side. Terry Norvelle and you. Stay with us right here on Action Sports Jax.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Shot right there for about 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. Cloudy, rainy.
Oh, yeah.
We need the rain, need to cool it off. It's still humid outside as we welcome back. It is a Tuesday edition. Terry Norvelle. Patrick Young is with us because he loves him some trivia. I'm set up live here, of course, in the heart of Mandarin and inside Julington Creek's Hurricanes. You know where we're at. Hurricanes been here a long, long, long time. And Patrick Young with the good-looking Florida shirt. We've got Trivia Pat sitting right next to me.
What's up?
Hey, guys.
Pat. What's up?
Pat, can you hear us? Pat Young?
What's happening?
You ready to go? You ready to do some trivia?
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready. I'm ready if you're ready. Everybody ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
Do you have let me ask you, tonight you guys get going 7 o'clock till about 8:30, right? It's about an hour and a half.
Yep.
A standard trivia round is about an hour and a half, right?
The whole game.
The whole game and prizes handed out. And what do you guys give up? What do the winning teams win?
First place will win $40 in house cash.
Nice.
Here at
Can you use it tonight? If you win it, can you use it tonight?
So you do have to bring it back for another EraEntertainment
Fair enough.
Trivia night.
Fair enough, right, Pat?
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
That's first place. Also second place, third place, and fourth place.
Hey, Patrick Young, my man Patrick, he's the guy. He'd win it and want to order $40 worth of wings right then. right then, right, Pat?
I think I saw him do that when he was here.
And I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit. I like that style. All right, Pat, you got your thinking hat on. I'm going to throw out one if you guys are okay with it. I got a question here. I'm going to throw out. It's multiple choice. I like them to be multiple choice just to get us in the and we're losing Pat a little bit here, Pat Young. But we like to do this the last half hour or so on a Tuesday. We all learn as we go, right? We all learn. We all learn.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys a multiple choice question, and here are the 4 choices. Great athletes. Okay, so the answer is one of these great athletes. Here
Okay.
are the 4 athletes, and if Pat Young gets back on, we'll go over. Okay, number 1, Jesse Owens. You've heard of Jesse Owens.
Yes.
Number 2, a guy named Jim Thorpe. Some people say the greatest athlete ever, Jim Thorpe, in the first of the century. Number 3, Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber, boxer.
Yep.
Number 4, some guy named Babe Ruth.
Okay.
Baby Ruth. You've heard of Babe Ruth. Baby Ruth. Okay. Those are your 4 choices. Jesse Owens, Jim Thorpe, Joe Louis, Babe Ruth. That's a hell of a quartet right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. The question is, and I need an answer quick, but I can see that you're not looking it up. Okay.
Right.
But here we go. Which one of those athletes is credited with performing what is considered, and this is across the board understood to be, the greatest 45 minutes in sports history? This athlete, one of those 4, Jesse Owens, Jim Thorpe, Joe Louis, Babe Ruth, is credited with performing the greatest 45 minutes in sports history. Trivia Pat, what say you?
I'll take a stab and say.
That's why I give you multiple choice.
And say 45 minutes. I'll say Babe. I'll say Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. I'm going to put a little asterisk by that. And I will say you're incorrect. You are incorrect. And let me give you the backstory. And this athlete's accomplishments are considered the greatest 45 minutes in sports history.
Okay.
This athlete, basically every 9 minutes, was either setting a world record or tying a world record. This happened back in 1935 in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Okay.
This athlete was wearing the jersey of the Ohio State Buckeyes in Ann Arbor country. This was the 1935 Big Ten Track and Field Championships, and a gentleman by the name of Jesse Owens, who was a student athlete at Ohio State at the time.
Yeah.
He set 4 world records and tied another in 45 minutes. He went from 100-yard dash to 200-yard dash, 200 low hurdles, long jump. He obliterated. How about that? In 45 minutes. And they've got it timed out. Now, this was 1935.
Yeah, yeah.
1936 was this little athletic contest called the Berlin Olympic Games.
Yeah, yeah.
Hosted by Germany.
Yep.
The horrific Adolf Hitler, who was at the time trying to take over the world with the Aryan nation. And Jesse Owens, 1 year later, after setting this 45 minutes, he went and represented the United States and gave the double bird to Adolf Hitler and the boys because he dominated the 36 Olympic Games. But how about that? In a 45-minute span, it's considered the greatest 45 minutes in sports history by the great Jesse Owens. Babe wasn't a bad answer. I thought you would go Joe Louis. 45 minutes is kind of a boxing match. 15 rounds, 3 minutes, 45.
Considering how many,
but you can't go wrong with those
other great boxers there have been.
Yeah,
put that one.
Yeah.
So,
but you couldn't go wrong. Jesse Owens, Jim Thorpe, Joe Louis, Babe Ruth.
I think it's either on Netflix or Amazon Prime. The movie about Jesse at Ohio State,
I'd like to see that.
and then going to Berlin.
I'd like to see that.
I can look it up, on the break or whatnot.
Sure.
But I watched it, and they excluded the double bird from the movie.
Did it get into, being serious for a minute, did it get into the think about the immense pressure that you were an outside athlete going into Germany. I mean, Germany was trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
And they happened to host the Berlin Olympics. Yep. And obviously the wacko madman Adolf Hitler, he was pushing the Aryan nation, the dominant race, and let's get rid of everybody but us. We're the right.
Yep.
And not only were you an American going in representing the United States and totally disagreed with Hitler and his thoughts and the thoughts of that group of Germans, not all Germans, by the way, they were forced, but Jesse Owens was an African American.
Yeah.
That the African American was the scourge of Adolf Hitler. Oh my God. That's as far away from the Aryan nation. And Hitler was in the stands.
He was, yeah. That was in the movie. He was in the stands.
And Jesse Owens basically double-birded him and his entire theory.
Which they included that in the movie.
And said, get you some of this.
I think,
how about that?
I think there was even pressure from the U.S. to not bring Jesse.
I think
there,
so. I think you're right.
Just because of concerns of
the
geopolitical.
Absolutely. I think you're absolutely right.
Of what would happen.
I think you're absolutely right. Getting back to the greatest 45 minutes in sports history, and it's pretty much widely considered that, by the way, that performance in the Big Ten championship. I mean, world records. He's setting world records or tying in the Big Ten track and field championships 1 year before. The word is like 10 days before, in a roughhousing, silly moment, like at the dorm room, Owens kind of wrenched his back.
Okay.
And he was in the hospital getting treatment up until a couple of days before the Big Ten championships.
Jeez.
But lo and behold,
and then
he's chronicled as saying, you know what? I kind of woke up that day and I felt okay.
I felt like breaking world records.
Yes. How about that? How about that?
No, let me find it. I'll find the movie. Well, as I'm asking you questions here, Terry.
Fire away.
You're
and I'm alone here. I don't have my security blanket. Patrick Young with his knowledge. Patrick, please. Patrick, hook up. Patrick, please. Patrick. So anyway, I thought it was a good question. I don't know why I saw that, but it's a good question.
Great question. Yeah.
Consider the greatest 45 minutes in sports history.
All right. I will ask you a multiple choice question myself.
Here we go. Here we go. All right. JU Fighting Dolphins. That's where I graduated from. Here we go.
In what city did the first ever Hard Rock Cafe open?
That's a great question.
Is it A, New York, B, Los Angeles, C, Las Vegas, or D, London? So you got 3 U.S. cities
and one international city. I'll go Los Angeles.
London.
Oh, that's a stupid question.
Yeah.
I was leaning toward the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland, right?
Yep.
That's a good question, by the way. So the first ever, say that again. The first ever.
Let me go back to it.
London is the first ever rock and roll.
The first ever Hard Rock Cafe.
Hard rock.
Yeah. You've seen people wearing the shirts.
Yes.
Hard Rock Cafe.
It debuted in London. How about that? Wow. I stayed at a Hard Rock Puerto Vallarta that was 2 or 3 days open, brand spanking new. And it was something in Puerto Vallarta. Yeah, it was something. It was really.
You don't see too many.
And all the memorabilia, just when you just walk hallway to hallway, the memorabilia, was really cool. It was right on the ocean. All right, I'm 0 for 1. Son of a gun.
So I found it. Netflix. The Jesse Owens movie is called Race.
Does it say when it was made?
Yep. 2016.
Okay, not too long ago. I need to see that.
His coach is played by Jason Sudeikis.
Nice.
The comedian
who does the soccer thing that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Is he the soccer guy?
He is. Yeah.
What am I trying to see?
It's on Apple TV.
I've never seen. Everybody says I have to watch it. The soccer coach in Europe kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is that him?
Yeah.
And he was the Miller's guy, the Saturday Night Live guy. And
Yep.
and
That's it.
he does the funny scene with Scotty P. Scotty P. He did he do the show with the movie with Jennifer Aniston? They're the parents.
Yeah.
The Millers.
That's it.
And the daughter hooks up with the dumb kid with tats everywhere.
Yeah.
You remember that, Scotty
Yeah.
P?
Oh, okay. He's got the the tattoo.
No
that says
regrets. So you have no regrets. None. Not even one letter.
They're
I like letters.
I've heard they're doing a second one. They're trying to do a second one.
That scene's hilarious, by the way. Okay, so he did it. Okay, I like.
Well, Jason is just the coach.
Oh, he was the coach.
It's kind of you wouldn't think Jason Sudeikis has a
serious role in him
in
Good
such
for
a movie of its type.
Good for him. Okay, you're stalling now. I'm 0 for 1. We're gonna put that one loss on Patrick Young there. Okay, so Patrick Young is look. There's PY and there's TN, and I'm gonna put L loss L W W. So Pat's got 1 L as we start now. Okay, there we go. Sorry, Pat. Sorry, Patrick Young. Took one for the team there, my man.
Hang on.
All right, it really. I mean, we can do medicine. We can do biology. We can do trigonometry. I mean, I got it all. I got it all.
There's a reason I'm a trivia host. I got
it all, man. I got it all. It's all at my disposal.
Trigonometry. All right.
Trig. 3.
All right. The multiple choice again.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Here we go.
The famous Fender Stratocaster stamped with serial number 1 is owned by which famous guitarist?
Oh, this is so good.
Is it A, David Gilmour, B, Eric Clapton, C, Slash, or D, Jimmy Page?
Oh, and doesn't mean they actually they probably bought it in an auction or something.
Yeah, the question is just owned.
Oh,
doesn't mean that.
Oh, man, those are some guitarists. Give me run through them again.
Yeah, David Gilmour,
Pink Floyd,
Eric Clapton,
the great Eric Clapton, Cream, Slash, Guns N' Roses,
Jimmy Page,
Led freaking Zeppelin. I love Led Zeppelin. Come on, Jimmy Page.
David Gilmour.
Oh, he's so good. Oh, all right. I'll take the loss. So I'll take that L. Oh, Pink Floyd, David Gilmour. What a genius!
That's a good question.
They've got
right?
I wonder how he acquired it.
I can look that up too.
You know, you don't have to do it right now. But when do you think he got it? And it was made probably 20, 30 years before then. Wouldn't you think? You think he probably got it in an auction or something?
No.
Or did he make it for him?
I think it might have been a gift. You know, those are
made
the
it
types
for
of
him.
things
Yeah.
that are gifted to musicians.
Yeah.
So,
man, I always wondered why. I wish I'd have picked up a guitar, man. You know. You know.
I can play some air guitar.
I'm great on air guitar.
I can play some rock hero.
You go air guitar, I'll go drums, man. Let's go, man. Yeah. How do you like it? Yeah. Where are the groupies? Groupies.
Let's hear it in the chat. What's your favorite song?
What? Oh,
in the chat.
I thought you said mine.
No, their favorite song.
You can't nail that down, man. That's too broad. That's too broad.
Are you ready for your next question?
Yes,
Terry?
I need one now.
All right. How many continents does the equator run through?
Jeez, what a stupid question. Freaking stupid. What a globe. Get the globe. Anybody seen the globe? Oh, there's geometry. It's a globe. Oh, Jiminy Crickets. 1, 2, 3. There were what, 7 continents?
I believe
ish.
I believe ish.
All right. It's not up there. Not Australia. Can we just say 4 and just say I'm right?
3.
God almighty. Did I have a range? Did you give me a range?
I did not give you a range.
I'm 0 for 2, and I don't feel good right now. I can't put that on Patrick, can I?
No.
Son of a gun. Ask better questions.
Okay, Terry. All right.
How many continents is I oughta. All right. This is not going good. I tell you what, I'm a one-trick pony. If I don't have Patrick Young, I'm a dummy. I'm a dumbski.
We might have figured it out.
I'm a dumbski. I'm a dumbski.
What U.S. airport is considered the busiest airport?
Atlanta,
in the
Hartsfield,
world? Yeah, there
Jackson.
you
Boom.
go.
Give me
There you
one.
go. There you
Give
go.
me one. I got a W. How about, hey, let's expound on that.
Okay.
Imagine, I mean, that happened within 50 years. Atlanta came out of nowhere, right? I mean, Atlanta is not London, Tokyo,
Yeah.
right? With the Sunbelt explosion of our country,
Yeah.
Atlanta's only been a gargantuan city in that airport in 50 years.
Right.
Not Tokyo, not London. It's amazing. I got that one right, though.
Woo! So they're so regional. The major U.S.
They really are. You have to go. If you're going Delta, you're going Atlanta. If you're going U.S. Air, you're going to Charlotte or whatever. Or Houston or what have you. She's got, hey, get your hands off his drink over there. What are you doing over there?
I trust Courtney.
I do too.
All
right, I got one right. There we go. We're rolling.
Hang on.
All right, give me another one. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back.
We're going to get Terry another question.
And you know the deal. Get a good question.
Okay.
Do you know what makes a good question for me? You want me to tell you what makes a good trivia question for me?
Go ahead.
Ones I know. They make the best questions for me.
All right. Hang on.
Not Snoopy. Sloopy, in case you're wondering.
Sloopy?
That song, did you know that? Hang on, Sloopy. Not Snoopy. Many people think that's Snoopy. You know that song, don't you? Hang on, Sloopy. Sloopy, hang on. Ohio State plays it all the time.
Okay.
Jeez, what am I going to do with you? What are you, 12? What are you, like 12, 13 years old?
I mean, I look good. I'm 35.
I look good. Give me some questions.
All right. Who was the Secretary of Defense that proclaimed in 2003 that the Gulf War would feature a shock and awe bombing campaign?
Who was that? Is that a multiple choice? Is that multiple choice? Who was that? It wasn't Alexander Haig. It wasn't Casper Weinberg. Who was it? Colin Powell.
Rumsfeld.
Oh, son of a bee sting. That's terrible. That's a terrible question.
You need Pat, Terry.
Hold on. Give me one more loss. Okay, I'm showing I'm 1-3 here. All right, give me one more real quick before the break. God darn it.
Okay, hang on.
Donald Rumsfeld. Gosh darn, I'd like to punch him right in the nose if he walks in here right now. Colin Powell was a good guess, wasn't it? Wasn't he?
Yeah, that's a good guess. Yeah. All right.
I'm in a bad mood now. You got me in a bad mood. Are you happy?
No, I don't want to do
bad
that.
mood.
Terry.
Yeah, I'm in a bad mood.
All right, let's
Bad
get
mood
you
guy.
back on track.
Bad
here.
mood guy.
What breed of horses are synonymous with Budweiser beer?
Clydesdale.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll count it down. We only have a few more minutes, but get a question or two. I'm 2-3. I need a rebound. Wrapping it up. It has been a fun. I know I've enjoyed it. I hope you have as well. A Tuesday edition from Jewington Creek. We are at the Hurricanes coming back, wrapping things up on the other side on Action Sports Jacks.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnik Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnik never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnik Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnikBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnik is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnikBuickGMC.com. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Today, Hurricanes join to Creek. Tomorrow, Twin Peaks, right there at the intersection of Kernan and Atlantic. That's where this show will be set up from 4 until 6. We hope you can come up and say hi. If not, follow us as always on the stream. Many platforms. Just put Young and Norvelle Show and you will find it. He is Trivia Pat. I'm Terry Norvelle. Real quick, you've got a couple more for me. I've got one for you, just one from the show earlier today. Just a simple yes or no. As of last night, with the Tennessee Titans winning their football game, the Jacksonville Jaguars are currently the only winless team in the National Football League. My question to you, in year 30, has that ever happened to the Jaguars before? Have they ever been the only winless team in the history in the NFL? No. Correct. This is a first for them. How about that? They've gone 1-15 one year, but they weren't the last only winless team.
Was that
how low is that, by the way? They're the only winless team going right now. Ouch.
That's
ouch. Did you know that? Ouch. Everybody else has got to win.
Who was the coach on the 1-15 year? Was that Malarkey?
I think it was.
Okay.
I think it was Malarkey. All right. So good for you. You got that one right.
Yep.
You had a 50-50 chance, but you got it right. All right, we got a few more minutes left. Don't forget, again, as I mentioned, the show is live set up. The Traveling Fun Party show will be at Twin Peaks tomorrow, 4 to 6. That is located at the intersection of Kernan and Atlantic. Hope to see you 4 till 6. Give me one or two more, and we'll get out of here. 2.5 minutes left. Been a fun one. Here from Jointon Creek's Hurricanes location.
You ready, Terry?
Yes, I'm always ready. Here we go. JU Education. Really smart guy here. Smart guy. Smarty pants. Smarty Pants here?
Where did it go? Where did it go?
I don't know. Do I get that one right? I don't know.
Nope.
Oh, that's another one right for Terry.
All right.
EraEntertainment. EraEntertainment, right?
Yeah,
EraEntertainment.
In what city was the?
What are you? A city?
Yeah.
Big Ben. What are
I
you?
found
a globe here?
Terry's weakness.
In what city? Here we go. What
was
city?
the Pabst Brewery founded?
St. Louis.
No.
It was St. Yes, it was.
Milwaukee.
Oh, shut up. Oh, I'm thinking of the other one, Budweiser. Right, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a dumb question. You know that? That's a dumb question.
Well, I have a better question.
All right, here we go.
Knee high by the 4th of July is a well-known phrase referring to what crop?
A summer crop. Knee high by the 4th of July. Gosh, I'm just gonna guess. I have no freaking idea. A summer crop, obviously. Corn.
Yep, corn.
Boom.
Yep.
Boom. That's a great question right there. That is a really strong
you would
question.
Agree.
I agree. All right, 1 minute. 1 minute. 59, 58, 57.
What?
For the answer of the universe. This is for the world's record.
World record.
Everything. This is
What?
everything.
I have confidence, full confidence, Terry. What was Muhammad Ali's birth name?
Cassius Clay.
Yes.
You got one more?
Yes, I do.
I'm just showing off now.
I do.
I'm just showing off. The Louisville Lip. He was from Louisville. Muhammad Ali. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest.
You ready for another city question?
We got
I know
20,
you know
25 seconds.
In what city did both Merle Haggard and Buck Owens
I don't know country music.
base their musical careers from?
Oh, Grand Ole Opry is in Nashville.
No.
I don't know.
Bakersfield,
That's
California.
a stupid question. We're out of here. Have a great day, folks.
See you guys.
Tomorrow, we hope to
Thanks,
see you
Eric.
at Twin Peaks, Atlantic, and Kernan. Have a great evening, everybody.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC